Okay, everybody, simmer down. We already know. We've seen all over TikTok that yes, Chinese manufacturing companies are exposing brands. We are not able to validate whether or not this is true, but it has certainly created some uncertainty with the average consumer. I bet you didn't know that there exists a fashion technology that can absolutely put an end to this uncertainty, and that is what we're going to talk about. My name is Jessica Couch. I'm a fashion and technology expert, and I go to conferences and do research so that you don't have to. Chinese manufacturers are out here showing their cards. While this can seem confusing, this was done as a response to the tariffs that have been placed on Chinese goods. Chinese manufacturers are also fighting to make sure that people understand that made in China is not necessarily associated with low quality or cheap. But let's talk about some actual realities. While a lot of these manufacturers are claiming that they make certain products in their factory, there has been some regulations in the EU that kind of creates a little bit of controversy around this. The Made in Italy regulation says that if a product has the label Made in Italy, it has to be assembled, manufactured, and all parts of the production must be done in Italy. Now, a few other countries have also adopted this regulation, and even in the US, you kind of have to have almost all of your manufacturing and assembly done in the US, which does create a little bit of a loophole. It was done because some time ago, products could be absolutely manufactured in another country. Then the final part of the production would be done in a different country, and then the label would say it was made in that country, which could cause a lot of confusion. To avoid this, these regulations were put in place so that there could be a bit more transparency around the supply chain and production. Chinese manufacturers have claimed that items like the Birkin bag were made in China, and they have shown the entire process as well as revealed the true cost of a Birkin bag. While exposing the true cost of production can be a shock for people who are not familiar with retail, people who work in retail obviously know that the markup is ridiculous. Now, when it comes to quality, the assumption is that if it is a luxury product, it should have luxury bag quality. But this has kind of been up for debate over the last 5 to 6 years anyway. Well, if you haven't heard of digital passports, you will from now on. Digital passports are digital identities for goods, especially in the luxury industry. Digital passports are here to not only authenticate products, but to make sure that products are made in sustainable ways, and allows you to follow a product from its development all the way out to its end of life cycle or resale. Now, this is great because you can know things like how many repairs a product has had, where the product came from, did it come from Italy, did it come from China, was it made sustainably, so on and so forth. Now, companies like Eon are fully funded and have been working in this space with companies like Yux, Net-a-Porter, Chloe, and other brands. But I do think that we're going to see a more widely adopted use case for digital identities now that there has been some exposure of the supply chain. You should absolutely pay attention to this space because it will continue to grow as we see this trade war erupt. For more information like this, make sure you follow, share, like, subscribe, do whatever. But can't wait to tell you all about the Versace acquisition because that's going to